Hello everybody and welcome to Tactical Tag Live. This is week 5. My name is Flowstep and up first we have Other Guys versus Infrared. The players are headed to their spawns now. Let's go ahead and transition to their cameras.
I mean, they do technically have that on. They technically have that in the tank. I feel like I have a better time upstairs. They haven't been playing downstairs a lot lately, so I feel like it might be good to like practice at that. They're starting to calm down too. Okay, just do it. Not dying is better than getting kills. So stick together and don't die. Let's go, Jake. I'm watching right. What? Coming in right. Mid room. I can't reach that far.
The players playing a little bit more defensively at the start. You can see Fear progress up the right-hand side, but is promptly eliminated by multiple members of Other Guys. Meanwhile, Engineer pushes up his right-hand side into the barrel hall, is now looking at Blue's back left-hand corner. He's going to retreat now and keep another eye on the center, noting that 2 of his teammates have been eliminated on the left-hand side. Speaking of Green's left-hand side, Fear is pushing it now, headed up Blue's right-hand side into the barrel hall. Fear now looking at the back wall. Engineer finding himself in a little bit of trouble on the right-hand side, going to be sent back in the ensuing fight. Multiple members of Other Guys ready to back him up. Meanwhile, Fear guarding the center room from Blue side. That wall is a little bit of a dangerous position, vulnerable to crossfire and flanks. He opts to move away from it with Envy this. Infrared doing an excellent job grouping up. He's going to run into multiple members of Other Guys on the right-hand side. You can see on Engineer's camera that engagement begins, and Engineer is almost immediately sent back. Fear and Envy this able to hold down the left-hand side barrel hall. Infrared off to a solid 12-0 lead early on in this match. We're 2 minutes in now. Engineer fighting on the right-hand side, continuing to be pressured back. Infrared's offense is outstanding. Now, Fear, an outstandingly consistent player. When you talk about zone control, he's one of the first players that comes up in conversation, able to keep that center room locked down almost at any time. If you're playing against Infrared, that top side center room is where you're going to expect Fear to be. Speaking of the top side center room, Fear's going to push past it now through the front, or through the left-hand barrel hall. Fear pushes all the way forwards into green spawn, trades a couple shots with somebody, is able to circle back without being eliminated, down to 50 HP. It looks like I Am Groot was eliminated in that exchange, and the Other Guys are now locked down in their spawn. Infrared up 20 to Other Guys -4. They're going to need to find a way to wiggle out of this chokehold Infrared has on their top side spawn. Fear eliminated in that engagement, rotating back to spawn now with Envy this. Both are going to catch a respawn together. We know they're a devastating combo. We're going to see what they can do with this push. They are allowed. Engineer advancing on the right-hand barrel hall, but that's not where Fear wants to fight. Fear opting for Green's left side barrel hall, and they're going to catch the flank. Fear able to circle around multiple members of Other Guys that are being pressured down by members of Infrared on the left-hand side. You can see Fear had a clean shot across the catwalk, but this time there was somebody in the way. Catches Fear around the back flat wall on Green's left-hand side. Fear is in trouble, ducking back into the center room with only 30 HP. The Other Guys, I Am Groot, poised to defeat Fear. but Infrared's backup was there, and I Am Groot sent back to spawn yet again. Infrared holding on to an almost 20-point lead for the majority of this match.
Snipers on the left, far wall.
Now looking over at Engineer's screen, you can see that the other guys are currently struggling to move out of their green spawn on the top side. There are multiple options they could explore in order to get out of this trap. They could look to rotate downstairs and push Infrared back while they have no opposition in that area. They could also look to group up and try to force a push to grab the ammo box, and from there green side generally has a very easy time branching into the center room and controlling the majority of the upstairs. And now Engineer going to be landing some defensive shots on members of Infrared, doing tremendous amounts of damage there before being sent back. Not sure if Engineer was able to secure too many kills there, but the damage certainly was there.
Right side, assault, right side, Taylor.
Gavin is me topping the scoreboard for Infrared, 10 kills and 4 deaths. Fantastic kill-death ratio for any player. Infrared asserting their dominance on the battlefield here. One of the most veteran teams at Tactical Tag. As we approach 2 minutes left, the other guys need about 2 team kills in order to catch up. Both players going to catch a respawn on the screens there, but Engineer almost immediately sniped out of spawn. Thankfully, Engineer is the shotgun player, one of the 2 classes able to survive a shot from the sniper. Engineer rotating around to the ammo is going to be caught by a peek shot from the shotgun at what appeared to be a 2-for-1. Sends Engineer and the rest of the other guys back to spawn. About 1 minute left in the match. Other guys appearing to be hopelessly outscored, but we've seen comebacks of a similar nature in the past. However, Infrared with an explosive 40 points ahead are definitely showing that they are here to win. Engineer and I Am Groot pushing up the left-hand side are going to engage Envy This in a little bit of a firefight there. Envy This opting to retreat. Fear pushing through the center doorway. Blue side is going to rotate to the right where Envy This is currently waiting, having almost healed to full HP by now. Fear is pushing towards the center ammo box, but the shotgun was waiting. Fear engaging multiple targets behind the flat wall. Envy This is there with the backup, and Fear eliminated by I Am Groot, it appears, who had been hiding behind the flat wall.
They're down.
I Am Groot and Goose
Snipers on the far right.
narrowly escaping that firefight, but escaping on top. They had won the battle, but did not win the war. Infrared are going to take round 1 over other guys in week 5 of Tactical Tag Live.
What happened? Oh shit. 10 seconds into it. Oh. You're like, to the left. Oh, now I can't turn left.
The players reacting to the scores on camera there.
Oof.
Oof indeed. Infrared taking a massive lead over other guys off the bat. Doesn't matter how much they beat them by, however, Infrared are still only 1 point over other guys. In just a moment, they'll be playing another team deathmatch, and other guys have an opportunity to score another point in return. Now, this week's extra mode is Hunger Games. Rounds 2 and 3 will be played in this format. Stay tuned, and we're going to go over the rules for that. In the meantime, the players are heading back towards their spawns, so we're going to go ahead and turn their audio back on and get ready for round 2.
Like I was getting slaughtered.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know how I got 4 kills.
My KD was a lot lower than I thought it would be because I didn't feel like I was dying constantly, but I might have also just not like finished off.
You can ask Zach. I was insane. Dude, so I was like 5 feet from a guy. Me and Zach couldn't even hit him. They're gonna sit ammo.
He went down.
That's fine.
Maybe.
No, they're gonna sit that side ammo.
Okay.
They do every time. So then watch it. I am.
On the left! Left pole!
The team's exploding into round 2 this time. Multiple members of either side eliminated off the rip. Notably, Fear eliminated in that first fight. 2 members of other guys going down as well. Doc Schlotz and Ash sent back to spawn in that first exchange.
Gavin.
The engineer appearing to lead a push up the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Fear also choosing to advance up the left-hand side.
Behind Morgan. Good job.
Engineer seemingly eliminated by what was perhaps a sniper shot. Sent back to spawn. Is now watching from the blue spawn for those angles. Fear awaiting respawn.
On the right!
Now rotating past the flat wall towards the center room. The players having slowed down combat just a tad. Fear is going to try to squeeze into the blue L wall on the right-hand side. On blue's right-hand side, that is Fear trading some shots with at least one target. Ash or Doc Schlotz being eliminated. There, you can see both of them respawning at this time. Fear with 1 kill and 2 deaths, but a tremendous amount of damage on target so far.
Blue shirt on the right.
Assault right, left side.
Watch yourself, Kevin.
I won't be able to hit him, so.
2 minutes into round 1, and the players, while off to an explosive start, have opted to slow down their game plans a little bit. A grenade rolls out. We're going to see if that takes anybody. Maybe only Engineer. Or not. Engineer being eliminated in the following firefight as somebody pushes him from the right-hand side. Engineer eliminated defending Blue's right-hand L wall. Fear on the top side, pushing past the flat wall onto the left-hand side. Gavin is there covering the odd angle at relatively low HP. Engineer is there as well.
Somebody, I think.
I gotta win it.
Holding that angle, both cameras aligned in the same hallway. Fear's going to look for the flank. He's going all the way around. We're going to see to what effect that has as he catches Engineer in the back. Envy that circles around to shoot Fear, and Fear is able to retreat. Unfortunately, not safely. Fear eliminated by Envy this, it appears. Or sorry, I Am Groot.
2 to the left.
I Am Groot able to rotate back safely. Other guys coming out on top in that engagement when they had, in fact, been flanked.
Groot's left side. Can someone take out that sniper in the middle window?
Infrared on top so far in this engagement, as well as we ease into the second half of round 2. Other guys need a change in strategy if they're going to come out on top. Playing the defensive game clearly is not working in their favor.
I got mid-room guy. Nice throw. That was a really nice throw on their part.
Engineer and the majority of other guys wiped out by a tremendous grenade toss there. It appears Fear placed a devastating grenade directly into the back line, eliminating the majority of the other guys. Fear now pushing into the Blues, back right L wall, top side. Is going to run very low on HP in that engagement, but gets out a couple shots on target. Now the other guy's not really wanting to push his position, likely don't know how low Fear is. Fear is going to rotate now to cover that hallway. We don't know exactly where the remainder of Infrared is, but the other guys are closing in on that location, and Fear eliminated the angle held by Engineer.
I don't have that range.
Engineer beautifully holding down an angle with patience. Fear stumbles directly into his crosshairs.
Shotgun left.
Fear and Envious holding the ammo box on green top side.
Can you get them if they come around this way?
Fear with one eye in the center room, always maintaining zone control over that area. Fear not going to let anybody but him stay in the center. Pushes quickly into Blue's spawn, lands a quick burst of damage and rotates out, but is pushed and quickly eliminated past the L wall. Engineer landing a nice tag. Fear sent back in the meantime. One other member of Infrared lingers to fight. Engineer holding down that angle is going to keep the other guys safe for the time being. Some nice plays coming out of the other guys here and there, but the battle of attrition is clearly lost. Infrared up 41 to other guys -7. We're into the back 2 minutes of this round now. Engineer pushing into Infrared spawn and putting massive damage on target, but being sent back himself before confirming any eliminations.
You know who their shotgun guy is?
The other guys are playing spectacularly in some segments here versus Infrared. I think what we're seeing is the inability to confirm kills and Infrared's mobility, just keeping at a distance and holding devastating angles, is preventing the other guys from confirming their kills as often.
I think I got them both.
What we're seeing is a lot of damage being exchanged on both sides. But if you're not confirming your kills, that damage can just be healed off.
I got 20 health. Dang it. That was dumb. That was dumb of me.
Notably for the other guys, Goose as the sniper, able to confirm kills easier than any class, boasting a positive kill-death ratio of 6 and 4. One devastating headshot is all it takes. That being said, the sniper is an extremely difficult and pinpoint weapon to use. You really do have to put that crosshair on the sensor in order to land those shots, so a positive KD ratio is something impressive. However, Infrared is going to take round 2 over other guys of Team Deathmatch. In just a few moments, the teams are going to play a round of Hunger Games. But before that, we're going to go over the rules in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And again, a huge shout out to all of the sponsors you see on screen. Again, we'll be back in just a few moments. As always, a huge thank you to all of these amazing local businesses that have chosen to sponsor our league and our awesome players. E.Z Tiger, Sundance Espresso, Lone Star Ranch House Restaurant, Ray's Retail Meats, Yakima Family Fun Center, The Barn Door, and The Range. Again, thank you so much for making this league an awesome place for our players and our viewers. Now the players are queuing up for our alternate mode, Hunger Games. It is a standoff type mode. The two teams are going to start alternating in a circle. There are 3 spawn devices to be captured throughout the arena, as well as other resources. Each spawn device is going to allow up to 4 respawns for the one team that captures it. Spawn devices can be stolen if left unprotected, and the team that is remaining alive at the end will be declared the winner of the round. Last man standing wins. We're going to go ahead and transition over to our player cameras as they are finished briefing. And it appears we are still adjusting some of the equipment for the new mode. It's going to be just another couple of minutes. Again, thank you for your time. If you like the content and if we have earned it, drop a like, a comment, or a subscription. It really does help us out a lot. Or share our content to as many people as you like. If you're looking to get involved, check us out at tacticaltag.com or Tactical Tag Yakima at YouTube or Facebook. If you haven't been to Tactical Tag recently, you might have missed the axe throwing range downstairs. Definitely come in and check it out if you haven't already. It's a ton of fun. We'll be right back after just a few moments. All right, everybody. Thank you for your patience, and we are back with our gameplay. The players moving towards the circle where they are going to start. Again, the beginning of this alternative mode, Hunger Games, is a standoff. The players are organized, alternating into a circle where there will be a shootout at the start of the round. It is single life, so whoever survives, who knows, will be left to scavenge for supplies and fight it out.
Maybe if I run away. We gotta go find respawn points though. Alright, guns at your sides. Spike it!
5 seconds to start, and the players are ready. And they are off. The players quickly break out of spawn, opting not to fight each other straight away. Engineer and the majority of the players retreat back to spawn, but are engaged by multiple members of Infrared. The other guys are sent back almost immediately. Now that we have the full scoreboard up, we can see the damage that has been done as it loads here. Engineer and Ash and I Am Groot sent back to the armory. Meanwhile, Gavin is me in fear.
Do I go look for a spawn if I've died?
Eliminated as well. Now this is single life, but there are respawn packs available throughout the map that can be used to allow people to respawn. However, all of the other guys are currently eliminated.
I think I was unclear on one thing. When I die,
But your team has to capture it though, and you can't tell them because them and don't talk.
Right.
You can't tell them because them and don't talk.
Okay.
Other guys were unable to capture any of the respawn towers, meaning that they are completely eliminated. In Infrared take round 3 and the set.
Their soul is up there shooting me and I'm dead. And we have the point and I just have my thumb over it. And he's sitting there shooting me and I'm dead.
Did he hit you?
So then
A small amount of confusion there amongst the players, but that seems to be the case. None of the other guys were able to capture any of the respawn towers, and so all of them were able to be eliminated simultaneously. Again, in this mode, the players have respawn towers scattered throughout the map that they are able to shoot down onto to capture. These will allow them to respawn. However, if you aren't able to capture any, then your team will be unable to return after they are killed. And the match can end as quickly as you see here. Infrared defeating the other guys in a matter of minutes. The players heading out to their spawns now for this fourth and final exhibition round.
So if you're dead and there's a
Infrared has in fact taken the site, but the players are going to play 4 rounds regardless.
There was a blue respawn. I was able to touch
20 seconds left on the clock until the standoff. The players standing alternating in a circle. Who will survive the initial shootout? We shall see. 10 seconds on the clock, and the players are planning.
Hey, dead man can't talk.
That is true.
I'm surprised you didn't notice when I was smiling.
And we are off. Shots landing on target by the engineer, dumping shots directly into Infrared. The other guys coming out on top straight away, able to capture a respawn point. We can see the other guys' score begin to tick upward as they hold the respawn. Ash eliminated by Fear.
Over here. Touch it. Oh, I think it needs 15 seconds.
Now, Infrared have a respawn tower as well, and we are looking at a relatively even match here out the gate. 2 members, 3 members now of other guys eliminated. 4 members, all 5 members, Infrared are on a rampage. The engineer and friends return to capture the tower that was there, but are pushed by Infrared and eliminated quickly. The grenade there. We're not sure how influential that was. We'll definitely have to see it in the replay. I'm certain we can ask the players in the post-match interview. But that grenade at the end there, if that eliminated anybody, that could have been massive. Infrared are going to push down the other guys for their second back-to-back victory in Hunger Games.
I like how he moved where the spawns were. Well,
after defeating the other guys in Team Deathmatch as well. Infrared with a 4-0 victory in Week 5.
whoa! It's coming out of your paycheck.
Beautifully done there. Infrared, one of the more experienced teams here at Tactical Tag. If not the most experienced team here at Tactical Tag. Showing off their prowess once again. With a nice, clean victory over other guys. Other guys putting up a fight as well. Definitely more coherent as a team than they have been in the past. We can clearly see some of their techniques defensively put on display here, but Infrared able to pile drive that with their fantastic offense. Now, I'm joined here for a post-match interview by Fear and Envy This of Infrared. Guys, what is up? That was a fantastic game. We're gonna just transition straight here to the straight over to the interview cam here. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about that match. It was a pretty clean victory. That was pretty quick in the Hunger Games rounds. Chose not to engage too much during the standoff, went to pressure them at their spawn towers, I think, but we're gonna talk about that later. Let's begin with the team deathmatch. Let's get your immediate thoughts on how those went.
I think it went pretty good. They did kind of adapt as they were playing, so we also had to adapt. We switched a couple of players on sides and kind of worked with it the best that we could.
Yeah. And let's talk about Infrared's game plan when it comes to team deathmatch. You clearly exert a ton of zone control over the center, and we're able to lock them in their spawns for the majority of the games, both times. Let's talk about what exerting zone control over the center and what one needs to do in order to keep somebody pressured into their spawn the way you did.
I mean, it kind of comes up to the setup, make sure your long range knows what they're doing, their short range knows what they're doing. Call-outs is a huge thing because if you don't know they're pushing on you, there's not much you could do. So call-outs is a huge thing, especially knowing where the enemy is.
Right. That and just knowing angles. I mean, that's really it. And you have to know who you're playing. If you're playing a team that's super aggressive, you might want to sit back and let them come to you, or vice versa. Today we did push and try to take middle, which I think we did a good job of that. There's still a lot we can do to be better. The first game communication wasn't very great, I don't think.
It was rough, the first game for us.
But I also want to say, for this new team, they're all new, and I hope they don't get discouraged and just have fun, come in and play. Don't think too much of it. Just do your best. That's all you can do.
And again, playing against a new team, we want to talk about things that newer teams can do to improve and to get better in tactical tag. How do you think that the same strat that you guys exercised today could have been circumvented? If you're willing to share that.
Well, I think as far as the team we played tonight, the other guys, it sounds like they haven't came in and practiced too much. They just try to come and have fun, which is fine. I mean, if that's what they want, that's totally fine. But they really don't know communication. They don't know how. Justin and I, when we run together, depending on what team we're playing against, I know where he's going to be 90% of the time without even knowing he's there.
Right.
It's just you have to play with each other to get comfortable. And even us, one of us will fall out and we'll start falling off, and we'll have to come back in and practice, get back into routine. I mean, it's just one of those things you just have to play, I think.
Then it's a matter of practice and map knowledge. And you guys are hearing it from the most experienced team here at Tactical Tag, Infrared Union. If you want to talk for a moment about your history here, maybe last season, you came. I think you were the most well-performing team in the league, and then unfortunately weren't able to clinch it off at the end during the tournament. Defeated during the finals. Let's talk about how your strategies have developed since then.
I mean, the only thing is every team plays differently. Even though if you think you know how they're going to play, sometimes they change it up on you. I mean, just coming in and practicing as a team, we try to do that as much as we can this season. The last couple of seasons, we've definitely been lackluster on practice, and I don't think that helped us any.
No.
I think we kind of fell off as a team the last couple of seasons.
I agree.
But this season, we definitely came in and practiced a little bit more. And even though there's been a couple of times we came in and practiced separately, we're still getting that practice in general back to our guns and everything like that. So I think we just need to go back to what we were doing back in season 1 and 2. We were coming in once, twice a week.
As a full team.
As a full team.
And it was actually good that we lost last season, because we've never had a team push that hard and push us to the point where we cannot leave our spawn.
Yeah.
We can go one way or the other, and we've had people push us, but not like that. And it showed us that, one thing big with me this season, I'm pushing, is hustle. If we lose, that's fine, but that team's not going to out-hustle us in that scenario Moonshiners did. I feel they're just so relentless and just going and going, not healing, but responding and just constantly just running, always in your face, which is good. But that's one thing I'm pushing, is just the hustle side of it.
Moonshiners are a vicious team, definitely worthy of the title of champions that they currently hold here at Tactical Tag. Nonetheless, Infrared Union, certainly a stellar team, and your practice since the last season definitely shows. You guys have been dominating here this season. Let's talk for a moment about the Hunger Games mode. How do you think that plays? As we digress a little bit from the subject of the game, but the Hunger Games mode that we played today, how do you think that plays in comparison to the remainder of the extra modes? And let's maybe talk about some of the possible strategies that are implemented here. I noticed that the shootout wasn't very intense at the start of the match. Most players opted to run away.
Yeah.
So that mode, first of all, is one of the more confusing game modes. It has a lot of parts to it. We've obviously practiced it a little bit, so we kind of already knew. the main thing is if you don't have a respawn point, you can't respawn. So even if you get to a respawn point and say 2 teammates die, but you don't have that respawn point, you can't bring it back. So it's kind of important to get to the respawns, I feel, so that way you can capture them. So if anything, you can respawn right back.
Right. So in this mode, there are several, 3, right? I believe,
Yeah, 3
respawn beacons that the players can capture, and this is the only way they respawn. These are the beacons identical to the capture the flag or King of the Hill beacons that are shot down onto to capture. And the players can use these to respawn in this mode. But as Fear is saying here, if you don't have any of those captured, you're very, very prone to having your team swept. And Infrared Union was able to do it twice this round.
Well, they got one in the second game.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they were able to get the one up here and
well, they had this one too. They had one middle.
Oh,
we
they
pushed around and killed them
right.
and took it back over.
Yeah, so they did push middle. They did get that. We ended up killing the person that got it, and we ended up capturing it. And that's another thing is obviously sticking together because, yeah, he captured a point, but he was all alone by himself, and all of his other team was across the map. Like,
and then we see in the following push, you were able to... Was that your grenade that landed?
No, I didn't throw my grenade those 2 games.
So then, nonetheless, you're able to push and corner them upstairs in that blue side respawn, and we see you absolutely mow them down. I mean, it's gonna take one look at the replay and you'll see for yourself. Believe me, it's pretty funny. It was a fantastic play. Is there anything you guys wanted to add before we close out this interview?
One thing about this game mode though that I really like is it is so chaotic and there is so much. Because most game modes, you can sit down as a team and you have a game plan, but you have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, you might have an idea, okay, I want you to try to do this, I want you to try to do this, but 9 out of 10 times that doesn't happen.
So yeah, since everybody's running around and everybody's enclosed, you can't have a game plan because another team's going to know versus being in your spawn, talk about it real quick, all right, let's go and do it. This one, we had 0 game plan. We just kind of went on the fly. And it kind of worked out.
And it really is just one of those game modes that's just gonna have to develop organically. You never know what's gonna happen in the shootout at the beginning, and any plan you try to put together before this game mode is gonna fall apart. And maybe that's what we're looking for from the teams here at Tactical Tag is a little bit of improvisational skill. Definitely the ability to improvise under duress is being tested here. Anything you guys wanted to talk about before we close out this interview? I think they're ready or getting ready to get the next game started.
Just thank you for all the teams coming and playing. Come in and play if you're not on a league team. If you have questions, ask. We're willing to help anybody. Again, I want to say to the other guys, don't give up. I know it sucks coming in and losing and stuff, but just keep fighting and just doing your best. Have fun. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Come in, have fun, practice. We'll always enjoy coming in and practicing and like helping other teams out too because I mean in the end it's all about competition. So granted, yes, we may help other teams, but yet again, competition. We like the competition. We like helping other people out. You know, maybe giving them that extra push that they might need.
And if you're really looking to up your game, definitely inquire about the Discord. Tons of players there looking to help you improve your game. Like the most devastating duo, dare I say, here at the Tactical Tag Arena. A huge thank you to Envy This and Fear for your time today. We're going to close out this interview. Thank you again, everybody. We'll be right with you in just a few moments. If you like the content, drop a like, a comment, or a subscription. We'll be right back. Hello, Tactical Tag viewers. Thank you for your patience, and we are back with our gameplay. Up next, Havoc versus Contractors. On the left, we have Nug, and on the right,
Me first. Try not to be alone.
appears to be Cornelius.
Left side. Oh, sniper middle. Sniper middle. Oh, sorry. Sniper middle. You got anybody over here? Oh, I got an angle on it. Hey, they're all balled up on the left hallway.
Shortly into round one, and Contractors are going to take off to an early lead. Zero, Tom Gun, and Floor Slayer each snagging a kill. Nug, Jer, and Stoner Dylan sent back to spawn straight off the bat.
No way.
It's only the first minute of the round, however. Havoc with plenty of time to make a comeback.
Can you get it started? Yeah.
Now on blue side in this engagement, we know Havoc to have some particularly strong defensive strategies. You can see Nug holding down that left-hand side against Cornelius and putting down tons of damage. Nug taking damage from multiple sources. You can see that bleed damage begin to pile on. Nug with an odd health value there. Contractors running into a little bit of trouble, pushing into that side. Cornelius gonna charge into the ammo and crush somebody. Looks like Stoner Dylan may have been sent back in that engagement. We're gonna lose Cornelius for a moment there, but now he's guarding the right-hand side. Cornelius is back up, forced back by Nug. Nug taking one shot and returning to spawn. As a result, Cornelius on that corner as the shotgun,
Did you get him?
exerting a tremendous amount of control over that hallway. Nug peeks for just a moment and is sniped cleanly. Rotates back and catches a respawn. Looking at Contractors with a 13-point lead, about 2 team kills over Havoc now. Havoc are in a bit of trouble.
I got one in him.
Cornelius getting pressured on the right-hand side. It looks like Owl holding the pistol to him. Cornelius is going to force him back and rotating back around in between. Nug and Owl both rotating back to spawn. Cornelius is devastating on that right-hand side. Contractors able to establish a foothold in the right side barrel hall, and Havoc really unable to uproot them for the majority of this game. Now Cornelius comfortably holding that same angle with 120 health. You can see Nug looking to exploit the downstairs, looking for angles up to green spawn. Is going to catch some damage on one target, but takes some in return. Nug now at 60 HP is going to peek this corner and is eliminated. The sniper was at the ready, but Cornelius, speaking of at the ready, pushing back Owl, who charges him through the center room, takes a tremendous amount of damage, but survives. Cornelius somehow missing that second shot there. Unfortunate. Now with 15 health, he rotates back into the center, but is eliminated. Almost. There he goes, eliminated in the corner. The HP bar down beneath the cameras just a little bit faster than the cameras themselves. Cornelius was eliminated in that corner, but not before landing a tremendous amount of damage. Cornelius is probably feeling pretty good about his gameplay right now. I certainly would be. In the meantime, Nug on the left-hand side of your screens, maintaining control over that corner where Cornelius is peeking, but holding the angle a little bit wider than maybe he needs to. The barrel sticking through that window is definitely vulnerable from a poke from the right-hand side, but he does see the shadow of Cornelius there in the doorway, and That is going to be a dangerous situation for Cornelius if he wants to step out. Nug calls out Cornelius, camping out in the middle room. Asks for the grenade to be put in there. But opts to flank himself into that center room. Owl now pushing, Stoner Dylan pushing into the same corner where Nug is, but they are both pushed down and eliminated by 2 members of Contractors.
Two of them died, we two, us two died.
Now Cornelius still holding down that right side barrel haul like he has been this entire game. Is going to poke out twice and slam massive damage into 2 members of Havoc, but is sent back in the meantime. Sent back in the process. Cornelius smacked in that fight. Cornelius pushing up the left-hand side is eliminated mid-push. Unfortunate. Nug sniped simultaneously and forced to respawn. Notably, Floor Slayer doing a ton of work for Contractors, sporting a 7-0 KD ratio. Hasn't been eliminated one time. That is extremely, extremely good scoring for a sniper. The 8-0 KD ratio. I imagine Havoc are getting pretty desperate to push down Floor Slayer at this time, but they're just completely unable to get through that wall that Cornelius has put up on their left-hand side.
Killed myself.
Cornelius still holding that right side barrel haul. Nug with free reign over the right-hand side of the upstairs, able to flank around and kill 3 members of Contractors, but it's barely enough. Havoc with -5 to Contractors' 29 points into the back minute of this match are definitely in trouble. Jer eliminated directly in front of Nug. Nug turns around to defend against the attacker, but is eliminated as well. Cornelius holding down the right-hand side barrel haul with Top Gun, doing a great job of staying consistent in their defense this match. It is definitely a winning strategy. Teams looking to apply pressure to Blue's spawn should be taking notes right now, as this is how it is done. Contractors going to take round 1 over Havoc, 34 to -6.
That's what I told you, I rolled out twice, so he was expecting me.
I'll grab Jake's phone.
Oh man, this one's hot, man. Got me too many times, man. I don't know how it just happened to me. I don't know. Good job, guys.
We're thriving over here.
Alright. That was our warm-up match.
We still build that even today.
I'll show you. You guys was really bad. Oh, really? Oh.
Now, looking at kills, Floor Slayer sporting an average of 4.98 kills per match. Definitely outdoing himself here. That 8-0 KD ratio.
Like every time we shoot each other, I feel like nothing happens.
Again, Floor Slayer, a player with about 30% less deaths than average compared to the rest of the snipers. So a player with excellent survivability as well. And what you're seeing here when you get a team like Contractors that are able to completely wall off teams in their spawn when playing on the green side, Floor Slayer is able to just have all the room in the world to do as much work as he wants. That was definitely helping to secure Contractors their first win, but now Havoc does not want them to have their second as we explode into round 2. Havoc versus Contractors. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, and they are 3-3.
Okay, me and Jake, right, buddy? I think we just put damage in everybody. Alright, Jake, meet with yours, me.
Nug calmly advances up the right-hand barrel hall. Stoner Dylan choosing to advance through the same angle.
Got one in him, Jake. Got one in him. Finish him off, Jake.
Nug retreats to the catwalk to defend against the counter push, but Havoc is off to an early lead.
Other side of the wall.
Stoner, Dylan, and Jer
Oh shit, Jake, I shot you.
performing great so far this match. Nug is going to push around the right-hand side, has one trapped behind a barrel. He's going to walk them down, and calmly, Cornelius is defeated.
I cannot hit you, Nug.
Cornelius eliminated by that push.
You guys want to switch?
Nug and Stoner Dylan making a devastating combination this time. And Havoc definitely are looking to turn the tables here with a 10-1 score. They are saying, no, we are not going to be pushed over. Havoc is here to cause mayhem.
Jake, over here.
Nug pushing into the back line, sprints back towards the spawn, but is going to be eliminated during the retreat. Cornelius hustling him down. You can see on Cornelius's camera.
You good?
Very exciting. Cornelius able to escape with almost his entire health bar there. Havoc still up 12 to Contractors 4. Still could be anybody's game, but Jared with a 4-1 KD and Stoner Dylan with a 4-2 KD, showing that no, they are not going to get skunked.
Talk to me, Lance.
Havoc are definitely here to take this win. And to do that, they are going to take this round. Havoc up 17 to Contractors 2.
Are you just standing there knifing?
Looking to make a comeback, bringing the score to 1-1. But we still have half a round remaining, and Havoc have to hold on to this nice little lead they've acquired at 16-15 to Contractors 6.
Get that middle, Jake.
Cornelius pushes all the way forward into the center room, runs into Lethal Lily, who is eliminated in that engagement.
Toss your grenade down the hole, right?
The grade is out by Cornelius.
Cyber down.
Who knows who that eliminated?
Shotgun.
Doesn't look like it got any. Nug is going to walk into the center room and push Cornelius. Cornelius is on the defensive. He sees Nug. They're trading shots, and Cornelius able to knock Nug out with only 10 HP remaining.
I need ammo, so I might flank him.
That is the superior close quarters boxing power of the shotgun. That 120 HP makes them take an extra shot to kill versus everybody else the assault has to face. And that is the difference. The shotgun is almost guaranteed to rack off that second shot before the assault can take them out.
Watch the flank.
Cornelius guarding the stairs on the left side now. Contractors finding themselves on the back foot for the majority of this match. Havoc looking to exploit the offensive advantages that being on green provides, dominating on the top side. You can see Stoner Dylan always maneuvering through that front line, and Nug especially able to work those angles across the back line of Contractors' defenses. Definitely a much closer game here for Havoc. Still up 17-10 as we creep into the back quarter of this match. We're at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and Havoc sport a 10-point lead over Contractors. This could swing at any moment, though, and all it takes is one slip-up. Havoc must be feeling pretty confident this match. I know Stoner Dylan definitely is. Anybody with an 11-5 kill-death ratio has to be feeling pretty good. Havoc's health totals right now running a little bit low. Jer, notably, almost out of HP. Nug is going to find a flank on a target and eliminate one, maybe two players. Nug able to find a devastating amount of damage. Is eliminated, but not before finding at least 2 kills in that engagement. That's going to push Nug up to the center of the leaderboard, and Havoc at 19 to Contractors 8 points, 20 to Contractors 9. Nug is just pushing up the left-hand side and devastating everything in his way. What is going on? Nug able to walk at anybody, no fear on this man whatsoever. Nug doesn't care. This man will just walk directly into your back line. Unbelievable. Being the front line for his team constantly. Nug not sporting the highest KD ratio, but if you look at the damage numbers, I bet he'll be topping the charts. One minute into the second round, or 1 minute left in the second round of Havoc versus Contractors Week 5 Tactical Tag Live. We can see Nug making a push into the center room now. 2 other members of Havoc waiting at the ammo box, likely planning on getting resupplied before following up Nug. Cornelius gonna push into the center room, but they were waiting for him. One other member of Contractors also pushing into the center room. Havoc was waiting. Contractors were able to take round 1, but now Havoc stands poised to take round 2 out from under Contractors. Cornelius pushing into the center room, takes a large amount of damage from Nug, but is eliminated in that exchange. There are now multiple members of Contractors pushed up into the center room, and the score swings into their favor as they establish control of the map. But Havoc has enough of a lead that it doesn't matter, and Havoc are going to take round 2, but barely by inches.
Is that me? Oh, I didn't make it all the way down? I killed myself again with it. That time that you killed me right here, right when I got around the corner, I was just... That time that you killed me right here, right when I got around the corner, I was just pushing the button, and I was glad I didn't, like, set it off, because I was already dead. And I know, but I was like, oh, shit. I think you threw one of the grenades, like, right as I died. Oh, man. Dude, I went to throw mine through this hallway right here because you guys were all with ammo, but somebody popped up and I threw it at the wall because I didn't want to. This thing's been the worst thing for me because I focus on my, I lose focus on my game, and then I end up killing myself half the time anyway. Good job, Dylan. Good job, guys. Oh, good job, guys. I need a re-explanation. It's been too long since I played explanation. It's been too long since I played it.
So 4 lives per starts in a win. Everybody starts in a win. Upstairs in the spot. Okay.
if it,
Yes.
let's just say it's in the middle of its 15 seconds and somebody else comes shoots it, well, does it shut that down? Okay. So you could be waiting around to respawn and somebody else could take it. Okay.
Now the players are going to be briefed on our new alternative mode for this season, the Hunger Games. It's a shootout style mode. We're going to go over the rules in just a few moments. Stay tuned and we'll be right with you. If you haven't already, drop a like, a comment, or a subscription if we've earned it. It really helps us out. And as always, a huge thank you to all of these amazing local businesses you see on screen who have chosen to sponsor our league and our awesome players. E.Z Tiger, Sundance Espresso, Lone Star Ranch House Restaurant, Ray's Retail Meats, Yakima Family Fun Center, The Barn Door, and The Range. Again, a huge shout out to all of these local businesses that help make this league awesome for our players and our viewers. Now, just a quick rules breakdown for the Hunger Games. This is going to be both teams starting in a circle. There are 3 spawn devices. There are the team or the capture the flag or King of the Hill totems for those familiar, and or towers. They are able to be captured by shooting down onto them, and they are scattered throughout the arena. These are going to allow 4 respawns for the team that captures them. The spawn devices can be stolen if left unprotected, and the team that is remaining alive at the end of the match will be declared the winner of the round. Now, there is some exciting gameplay to be had here. It could be over extremely quickly if no teams manage to capture any spawn beacons, but I think if both of these teams break from the firefight quickly, we should get an exciting match. We're about 30 seconds to match start. Let's go ahead and transition over to our player cameras where they are setting up for the shootout.
Grenades and knives in pockets. In pockets, you have to draw them.
Does this look good, Brendan? Okay. This is gnarly.
Guns by your side.
Oh yeah.
Everybody guns by your side.
Wild West.
And we are off. The players explode into action. Nug and Cornelius immediately retreating behind cover. The players seeking their spawns straight away.
Oh, that's it?
Looks like Havoc has already managed to capture one of the beacons upstairs and seek more. Nug pushing up into the center room is going to be eliminated and rotate back towards a spawn beacon. If that's the only one they have, things could be dangerous if they choose to spend the respawn now. We're going to see how that works out for them. They spend it now though, and Nug charging back into battle. Rotates around the right hand side.
Yeah, click it.
We gotta go take their spawn, but protect ours. Hey, right here. Jake.
Contractors pushing up the right-hand side rather methodically here. You can see Cornelius looking to hold the same angle he chose to hold throughout that first team deathmatch. Nug looks to defend it initially, but is now trading shots through the center window. It looks like Havoc is looking to play the battle of attrition. We're not so sure if they're able, if they're winning right now, but if you look at the HP totals, it looks like 3 of Contractors are currently eliminated. Only 1 remains. The remaining members of Contractors, or the 3 dead members of Contractors, rotate downstairs to respawn.
Let's go left.
Or sorry, remain upstairs and use the respawn upstairs. It looks like all of them might be upstairs.
Oh, we own it? How many is there?
Not certain exactly where the respawn towers are planted at this moment.
Is there people? I got a grenade. Where? Right here?
Nug, extremely low HP, is going to creep up the stairs, finds trouble, doesn't really take a hit apparently. Still at 20 HP.
Hey.
Just narrowly survives that last engagement.
Come upstairs. It's 4v5 up here.
Here, get shotgun's just sitting there. Get shotgun.
Lethal Lily downstairs looking for angles. Nug asks for the reinforcement upstairs. In the meantime, Cornelius is pushed all the way forward, top side, to Blue's flat wall. Well, no such thing as forward in this mode, where the respawn points are scattered and must be captured. Now it appears Contractors have the topside center respawn point, but who knows for how long that'll be. Looks like 3 members of Havoc now have been eliminated, and we're not sure if they can respawn.
Okay, let's go in.
Now Havoc is able to respawn there, but they are pinned bad inside of Blue spawn. Contractors, with control over the center room, are really putting the pressure on. Cornelius pushes into the center room immediately. What a plan. Cornelius charges directly into the spawn and gets some damage on target, but is eliminated. We're not sure how effective that was, but
We're gonna rush behind it. Once we take someone out, we're rushing.
Havoc were able to push that off quite nicely. And with 6 minutes left in this round, it still could be anybody's, but one has to ask how many respawns Havoc have remaining in their tower. Stoner Dylan, Lethal Lily, Jer, all extremely low on HP. Stoner Dylan going to bleed out, unfortunate. Lethal Lily down to 45, Nug down to 35. None of the members of Havoc are currently able to peek, and this is a devastating situation to be in. Anytime you're cornered near your spawn, that is a seriously bad situation. Nug forced to retreat all the way back to Blue's spawn room, using that window as cover. It's an extremely safe location, but it just goes to show the situation that Havoc is in. If they are unable to respawn anymore, they could be forced to make a desperate push into that center room for that last tower. Contractors pretty comfortably pushed up. Looking at Cornelius, he's pushed forward into the L wall up front. Cornelius is attacked, and multiple members now of Havoc pushing forward into Contractors' offense. Lethal Lily reaches around the corner and stabs with a knife, eliminating 2 members of Havoc. Or of Contractors, sorry. Lethal Lily hides behind the corner, slashing wildly with the knife, eliminates 2 members of Contractors in the blink of an eye. That is the danger of taking a corner at very close range. Contractors learning the hard way. Now in a regular team deathmatch, that kind of strategy would only yield 1/3 of a kill, but in a mode like this where every death matters, It is a seriously powerful tool.
I pulled up their stairs and killed 2 of them. Huh? I know. I don't want to peek.
Now Cornelius is holding that right side angle that he's been so glued to this entire match. Pushed forward through the barrel hall. But now he sits inside the doorway in that pocket. I consider to be the strongest point on the map, exactly where Cornelius was sitting just a moment ago. Cornelius is going to stack up with the rest of Contractors, and Havoc are awaiting a push. They see it at the last moment. Nug catches a glimpse of it, but the Contractors are here, and it is a blaze of gunfire. Havoc ripping through the Contractors, or Contractors ripping through the Havoc's defenses for a moment, but Havoc able to force the Contractors back. Unknown exactly what happened there. It looked like Lethal Lily, extremely quick on the knife, able to eliminate the vast majority of that push. We'll definitely have to ask what happened after the fact, but nonetheless, very exciting that Havoc able to hold off that last final push. From Contractors. Now Havoc with 3 teammates down and none of them respawning. It looks like all of the spawn beacons could be depleted at this time.
Not even messing around with it. I'm just throwing it. Even if I don't get anybody, I don't want to kill myself again.
Havoc have no spawn beacons to their name.
How does the score go? If we have 2.
And Nug eliminates one person, is going to be attacked from around the corner. And that is going to spell the end of Havoc, as Contractors have every single respawn beacon and all of them are dead.
Damn. Is Jeremy still alive?
Well, they only got Owl's the only one left now.
Contractors going to take round 3.
They still have the beacon on this side.
Bringing their total to 2-1.
If he doesn't come back to life in like the next
Good game, guys.
Havoc still have 1 round to tie this up, and then they'll have the opportunity to take the set in the sudden death team deathmatch. Before that, the players are going to play 1 more round of Hunger Games. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Huge shout out to a lot of the players here at Tactical Tag. I spend a lot of the time during commercial breaks bantering with them. Great people. If you're interested in joining this league, definitely give us a click. Take a look at tacticaltag.com or check us out at Tactical Tag Yakima on Facebook or YouTube. I promise you, you won't regret it. Now we're going to transition over to our gameplay where we have about 10 seconds until the next standoff starts. This is Havoc versus Contractors, round 4. And we're off the scoreboard several seconds out of the stream. No worries, however.
It's right there. It's right there.
Nug and Cornelius returning directly back to the spawn post at the start, opting not to fight at the start. It looks like 2 members of Contractors were eliminated off the bat, however, and Havoc is off to an early lead.
Jake, watch out. Jake, watch out.
Now, Havoc is on green team, but there is no advantage to that.
Yeah, go left.
Nug
Left side.
pushes
Oh, sorry.
Floor Slayer down,
I can't say anything.
but is eliminated by the knife at the last moment.
You have to wait 15 seconds. Okay, left side, left side, left side. Get that left one. Let's go. Did they got it? Yeah. Oh, sniper. Right here, right here.
Now, the numbers ticking up on screen are not representative of any kind of score, but they do give us a general idea of how long each of the spawn points has been held for. That number is going to tick up faster when those teams control more spawn points.
They need your help.
So those numbers are going to give us a general idea of who has had more map control throughout the match. At the moment, it appears Havoc is in the lead.
Hey.
Right now, they are clustered in blue spawn, looking to make a defensive play. It appears 2 of Havoc posted up forward into the L wall. That appears to be Owl and Stoner Dylan up there. Nug is gonna, in the meanwhile, rotate around the left-hand side. Cornelius moves to intercept, so presumably anticipating the push, but Cornelius rotates all the way around the map through the center room and is now setting his sights on the back left corner. Cornelius witnesses a push on the right-hand side. Maybe now is the time. Cornelius primes a grenade. Maybe he's about to let that roll. We're gonna see here. I believe that was the grenade toss. Cornelius may have let the grenade roll. But now 2 members of Havoc caught on the left-hand side. Cornelius rotates around as they press up against the wall. And Owl in tremendous trouble. Bobs and weaves, dodges a couple of shots by Cornelius and does send him back. We're looking at Havoc's scoreboard. They do appear to be ahead. Contractors are in a little bit of trouble here. Havoc are looking to tie the set up.
Stay down so they don't know we're out.
Havoc versus Contractors, definitely one of my favorite matchups. Nug setting his camera on the ground,
What? I came
resting
back with like 0 health.
mid-match,
Yeah, Jake, I got killed right there. They all came
eliminated
to life before
fully.
we respawned.
Nug has no more respawns and no avenues of respawn. He's waiting for his team to report that they have captured another respawn beacon. This could be bad news for Havoc.
Jake, do you see my grenade in there?
Presumably Havoc had more respawns available, seeing as how their score is just a little bit higher, but that may not be the case. Looking at Contractors here,
Shotgun's coming right. Shotgun's coming right.
they definitely have that offensive pressure, and now they've cornered Havoc upstairs. Lethal Lily down to 25 HP, Owl down to 20. Owl is definitely reaching for the med pack if he has it, but the push by Cornelius is going to catch multiple members off guard. Cornelius almost knifed. Lethal Lily was standing there with the knife ready. Lethal Lily gets tagged once, but is already on the way to healing back up. Cornelius at full health, narrowly dodging the knife. Contractors with 2 respawn points now are making a comeback. You can see their score eagerly catching up to Havoc's. Things are definitely looking dangerous for Havoc, who had anticipated taking this round and going to the team deathmatch sudden death. They may have that stolen out from them here shortly. Jer is very low on HP, down to 30. Owl with 120. They're the only 2 members left. They have to take a respawn beacon ASAP. Jer is going to go down. Lethal Lily able to respawn or heal. Not sure which one that is, but Havoc definitely in a serious amount of trouble now. It's only Lethal Lily and Owl alive.
I'm dead. Watch out, sniper.
Nug full dead, unable to land any shots on target.
No, stay down, stay down, stay down.
Contractors with angles on that spawn upstairs. Havoc, having camped out inside of blue spawn, are now finding their position pushed from multiple angles. Cornelius on blue's back right, topside L wall, it pushing into blue spawn now. He's looking at that double doorway there, splitting into the stairwell. He's going to advance into the stairwell where that topside blue spawn is, and he's looking through that back door. Nug knows that there is a target there. Jer sees a target there, but Jer is flanked and eliminated, and immediately after, Contractors, Cornelius turns to eliminate Owl as well, and Owl is sent back to spawn as soon as he can capture that respawn beacon, and that is going to spell the end of Havoc this set. 4 rounds played. Contractors coming out on top 3-1.
Right here, pistol. Oh, you got nice running out. He's hustling.
And the match is over. Contractors have taken it, and they are going to take this set again 3-1 over Havoc. But a huge shout out and a huge congratulations to both teams here for giving us a fantastic and entertaining match. Stay tuned, and we'll be right with you with a post-match interview. All right, everybody. I am joined here by Havoc and the Contractors from last game. I am joined by, in order from right to left, Cornelius, Floor Slayer, Owl, and Nug. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us after a very difficult match for both teams, I imagine. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened, and I want to go ahead and ask, maybe as a general question, whoever wants to answer first, what are your thoughts immediately after that match? I just want to get...
On Hunger Games?
After really any of them, but if you wanted to talk about Hunger Games first, we can definitely do that.
Well,
It was.
I am not the biggest fan of Hunger Games, but I still had fun.
I have
And these guys played a
contradicting
good game.
opinion. I like Hunger Games a lot, but that's because I'm forced to do stuff I'm not normally forced to do.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What as the pistol player, Owl, for Havoc, what strategies are you forced to employ during the Hunger Games that you maybe don't have to do otherwise?
Well, the biggest difference that I played in the very last match, unfortunately the camera didn't get it, but I actually flanked the enemy team. I actually got the respawn beacons since they were pushing really hard at the very end, and they were in our spawn, they're in blue spawn. So I flanked and just slowly went up to them.
Absolutely, and we saw that actually captured at the very end of the match, you capturing a point and being eliminated, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But had that happened maybe just a few seconds earlier, the team could have been brought into the match. It was a very, very close call. I wanted to ask a few questions from all of the players about the team death matches because they were very, very close. Floor Slayer, you're probably the dominant player in the team deathmatch. MVP of the second round for sure, I think, with a KD ratio of, I think, 8-0 maybe, or could that
9-0 in the first round.
9-0 in the first round, that's right. That's the one you guys took. So maybe let's talk about your strategy or anything that helped you survive that round because clearly you were doing something right.
I don't know that I really have strategy as much as the rest of my team does because of the way that they push. I'm kind of in the back doing the thing. I don't know. It was just a good game. I was just there, and they came out and seized the opportunity. So that's kind of how that goes for me. More of our strategies have to do with the rest of the team.
And Floor Slayer, again, I have to give you a shout out for the outstanding performance. I think part of the your success there had to do with I'm sorry, the name
Cornelius.
is Cornelius. Thank you. Only the man on the camera. Cornelius's gameplay there. We saw Cornelius pushed up on the right-hand barrel haul. You were pushed up there for the majority of the team death matches, and then I think you used that angle or innovated on it to some extent in the Hunger Games rounds. I know you like that barrel haul angle quite a bit. It's a very, very strong position. Why don't you tell us about that?
He was using cheat codes.
I like it, but sometimes one-on-one, like, the AR will get me. I have to, like, either get the first shot on him and then hopefully dip in and out, but if he gets the first shot on me, they'll kill me right there.
Like, pushed up that far into the barrel haul, it's difficult to retreat if you're pushed that hard.
But at least I have a barrel, and then if anybody needs me left side, I can run through the middle.
It's a fantastic position, and we saw you use it there to excellent effect. Green or blue players, I think, in the future are going to see that clip and have difficulty defending it. I think blue players in the future are going to have difficulty defending against that same strategy. What advice could you offer to anybody looking to defeat somebody holding that same angle, or maybe do you want to keep that to yourself?
No, they'd have to break me up, like with a pair or a grenade. I mean, obviously grenades got to break me up, but they have to toss it far enough down the hallway because I'm probably going to run back most likely.
Right. And so the grenade the most
I think
powerful.
Jared did use a grenade on me once there.
Yeah, we see the grenades being used quite often, I think, by both of these teams. It's a very, very powerful pressure tool, offensive tool, even a defensive tool. Just like it's used for zone control, and like you said, it's the easiest way to flush anybody out of cover. Let's talk about the Hunger Games and maybe talk about what the Contractors did, because you guys did take both Hunger Games rounds. What was your strategy going into that alternative mode? I know this is the first time, I think, any of these teams have played it.
I played it once.
We've played it once before.
I feel like we played something similar. I
I
don't
think
know
we
if
kinda
did we have
guinea-pigged
3
it in the
beacons
first-
though? Last time, because we did the circle thing. I
It
don't know.
might have
yeah.
been the same thing last
Maybe
season.
maybe we did
Really,
play
yeah.
it
I'm
last
pretty sure we
season.
did
Yeah.
play it last season.
Oh yeah, okay. So then this is then the second season that teams have had. So what innovations have you made on your strategies in recent compared to the previous times you've played this game?
We didn't have a lot of strategy going
Kind
on.
of just
No,
get
no.
safe to start with.
Yeah,
Get safe,
right.
get somewhere,
We
and
didn't
then at least get one respawn taken, and then protected. If you can get 2 or more, great. But you at least got to get 1. Or,
It definitely seems like it's one of those modes, and we discussed this, I think, with Infrared in a prior interview, but it seems like one of those modes where you're not really able to formulate a plan as well, because it's so, just the organic nature of the shootout at the beginning is so random.
and you don't know where the spawns are placed.
Exactly.
So it's
Anything
kind of a egg hunt.
anything can happen. Maybe determining a meeting point or something at the start of the match, but even then, if it's not on a spawn beacon, that doesn't really help too much. Very, very interesting game mode. In the future, is there any advice that you want to offer the teams that maybe got a bye week right now on what to do for this mode? I know Moonshiners are sitting out right now. Anything you want to say to the teams that, or any viewers watching that didn't play this mode? Any tips for those players looking to survive an extra minute?
Capture a point as fast as you can.
Turn around the
That way, if
starting
anyone dies in that circle in the beginning, they can get up there and respawn.
Definitely.
I think it'd be cool to have someone aggressively go capture the points while you're shooting everybody downstairs. Like that would be so awesome.
The
That'd be hard,
ideal
though.
plan is to capture all of them
and then kill it.
and then kill the team
Yeah.
off so they can't respawn. But that's hard to do.
So what I told Jeremy, or what's his name? Jer. At the start of the match secretly to just throw the grenade into the circle. Of course it didn't work because it hit a wall and killed himself.
Oh.
But I wanted to cause havoc that way.
So, again, fantastic. The shootout strats are always fun, and we're gonna be hearing lots of them, I think, in the future as teams develop more strategies for this mode. I want to give another huge shout out to both of the teams for coming out here and giving this interview and giving us their all today, and a fantastic match to watch. I got quite excited at a few points during those. So thank you very much for the show. A big shout out to who I think are our MVPs this round, Cornelius and Floor Slayer, for some awesome performances this game. You guys are fantastic, and we hope to see you next season as well, putting out awesome numbers. And Havoc, you guys come out here and give us a show every time, and you're awesome sports. Thank you so much for coming out here and having fun at Tactical Tag. Is there anything you guys want to add before we close out this interview?
This is our favorite team to
Big
play.
shout
We
out
always have so
to
much
Havoc.
fun. We have so much fun playing these guys.
Ned
It's a
gave
good
us a
back and
personal
forth.
call out, and we like to come in. We feel like we give them a little bit of extra spark and a little bit of extra drive and the competitiveness between
Yeah,
the
I
two
called
teams.
them out a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
So,
I tried to.
As a viewer, this is one of my favorite matchups for sure. I think it's a ton of fun to watch you guys play. Lots of innovative strategies going at it here. Whenever you guys clash, you guys just, you know each other so well, and you like to have fun. It's obvious that both of these teams are having a ton of fun out there, and it just adds to the entertainment. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for your time, you guys.
Yes, sir.
My name is Flowstep, and this has been Tactical Tag Live. We're going to close out this interview and close out this stream. If you've enjoyed the show, drop us a like, a comment, or a subscription if we've earned it. It does help out a lot. If you want to check out Tactical Tag or get any more information about our awesome league, check us out at tacticaltag.com or Tactical Tag Yakima on Facebook or YouTube. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for checking out Tactical Tag Live.